Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope your weekend is going well. Let's just dive right into it. In a turn of events that I'm sure absolutely no one saw coming, uh, Ghislaine Maxwell seems to be angling for a pardon. This is her lawyer the other day talking after 2 days of sitting with Todd Blanche, Trump's defense attorney turned deputy attorney general. But yeah.
But this was a two-day event. The highlight, though, it appears that her team wants a pardon. Watch.
We're going to take one day at a time. I know that's very cliche, but it's true because things are happening so quickly. We haven't spoken to the president or anybody about a pardon just yet. And listen, the president this morning said he had the power to do so. We hope he exercises that power in the right and just way.
But this was a two-day event.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody saw the fact that Ghislaine Maxwell would sit down with Todd Blanche, Trump's fixer, former defense attorney turned deputy attorney general, and after 2 days of talking, would think that she might have a shot at a pardon. Yeah. Doesn't matter. All the investigative material is there. Even if they tried to destroy it, the agents are still there. As soon as Democrats take the House and the Senate in the midterms, all of this will become public, folks. It will. People are very concerned, and I understand. People are very concerned, talking about, well, what if they destroy everything? What if they, that's just destroying evidence. I mean, you're just adding jail time is all you're doing. But yeah, this is going to come out in the wash. They know it's going to come out in the wash. And they know it's going to come out in the wash by how Trump is just flailing. If you didn't get to see it, this was today's thumbnail for the thumbnail for today's show. But yeah, they're desperate. They're just going nuts. Trump is out there threatening just about everybody. And I mean, out of his own mouth, he's threatening Oprah. He's threatening Beyonce. He's threatening Al Sharpton and Kamala Harris. When last week he was threatening Barack Obama. I'm wondering though, why, there's something about all these people that he's been threatening and trying to throw red meat to his base. Something, I can't put my finger on it. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what it is, but there's just something the same about all the people that he seems to feel comfortable threatening and thinking that his base is, his bigot base is going to like that he's threatening these people. I don't know. Maybe y'all can figure it out. I'm having a hard time putting my finger on it. I don't know exactly what it is. Sarcastic, of course. Going all the way back to the floods. What did they do? They went and found the one guy, the chief of Austin Fire Department. He's the one guy they could find that was black, and that's the guy that they threatened to throw under the bus, and they're trying to blame for everything that's going on. And then, of course, with the Epstein files exploding, they're going to threaten Oprah. They're going to threaten. Can it be any more obvious what MAGA is? Kathleen Blades, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the show. I'm very grateful, incredibly grateful. That's very generous of you. But can it be any more obvious what these people are? I mean, why do you think he thinks his base is going to respond to that if they're not just a bunch of bigots? That's Jordan BM83. Trump is suffering from democratic derangement syndrome. Yeah, it's just flailing is all it is. It's throwing crap at the wall to see if they can get anything to stick, anything to divert attention, to try to get his base talking about anything else except for the fact that Trump is in the Epstein files, and he just desperately doesn't want to talk about it anymore. Yet here we are. I mean, here we are. Every day, this is what we're going to talk about, folks.
What I want to say is that Todd is a great attorney. Have you heard about Todd Blanche's interview with Ghislaine Maxwell? And would you pardon or clemency for doing Well, I don't want to talk about that. What I do want to say is that Todd is a great attorney. Have you heard about
Yeah, I bet he doesn't want to talk about that pardon that he's angling out there. I bet he doesn't want to talk about that. Kathleen Blaze, can you please do a deep dive on gerrymandering soon? It's their last nail in the coffin. It's happening now. My biggest fear is a minority rule indefinitely. Yeah, right now there's not much to talk about. We've known they've drawn this map up where they eliminate like Jasmine Crockett's district and whatnot, but it's still hanging out there. When we get something more that happens, because we're going to talk a little bit about the response to it today. We've got some more breaking news on the gerrymandering front. Wait for it. It's going to be near the end of the show, though. George Allen, glad to be here. Something for the top. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. I thank you for supporting the show. Glad to see all you new folks out here bringing the support. I'm very grateful. But yeah, Trump, I don't want to talk about it. Runs to Scotland for 5. That's what you do, folks. When you're in deep crap and you're the president, you jump on Air Force One and you haul ass. That's exactly what they do, because then they can control the press access. They can keep Trump from talking to people. And, for the next 5 days, this is all you're going to see about and from Trump. It'll give him a little respite. I mean, this is it. I mean, on our dime, Trump is out there in Scotland, hobbling around with his fat, blown up legs. Golfing. That's all you're going to see. That's it. No more. They're not going to let him near a camera because there are protests going on, and I love it, folks. If you haven't seen the sign, there's a fishmonger in London actually has a sign parked out in front of his place that says "Free fish guts to throw at Trump." I mean, they're really. He is not being greeted warmly. He is not. JL Switzerland, thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. Swiss here, watching from Switzerland. Love your broadcasts and videos. You are on the right side of history. Incredible what's happening there. Bought the American New. I hear you, brother. I hear you. Thank you for being here. I'm telling you, you folks being here, part of the conversation, getting more people that are, getting your opinions out there so that people understand, all too often we get very isolated here in America, surrounded by oceans. Our media is very manipulated now. I'm telling you, it is priceless having you folks here from around the world. It is priceless. Kyle Bell 457, thank you for the support. Kyle Bell in the house. George Allen, Trump looks awful. Yeah, he does. He's dying right in front of us. He's hobbling around on his big, fat, bloated legs. No, thank you, Ollie. I appreciate you, sir. I appreciate you being here. But yeah, just in case there's any misunderstanding about what we're talking about, this is Maria Farmer. She just here. Just let her tell. She is one of Trump's accusers, and I've said this from the beginning. You want to know who's on the list? Believe the women. The names are already out there. Believe the women and what they say. But she's talking about Ghislaine Maxwell. This is who they're talking about pardoning.
I've never met a more predatory, terrifying human being in my entire life. And neither had Virginia Giuffre, and neither has Annie or Anushka or many girls like Shantae Davies. There's hundreds of us that were preyed upon by Ghislaine Maxwell. She's a very dangerous person, and she threatened my life on many occasions. I've had to move and be in hiding because of this predatory child predator and just victim predator. So it's completely unacceptable for anyone to call her a victim. The woman is not a victim. She's a victimizer. I've never met.
Yeah, she's in prison for a reason. And now they're talking pardon. Why? To protect their sick-ass cult leader. Their sick-ass rapist cult leader. Yeah. This is where we are, folks. This is where the world, this is where our country is. And it's your MAGA relatives, my MAGA relatives that did this. They did this. It's those people that told you not to vote, to stay home, that have no shame, that are still out there running their mouths, talking shit about the Democratic Party. I'm not going to go off on a tangent about that, but I tell you what, I am really getting sick of people that don't have an elementary school understanding of civics. That when you put somebody in the minority, what they're limited as to what they can do is basically parliamentary maneuvers, try to get it in a jab every once in a while, write strongly worded letters, talk to the press when the press will talk to them. What do you get? What do you see all over social media? You get people that don't have an elementary school level understanding of basic civics, that don't understand what they did in the last election, that have no shame. They have no shame. They feel no shame over what they did. And they're sitting here running their mouths about, well, the Democrats aren't doing enough. Well, I can't help you, dumbass. You did this. Jason Cruh, thank you for being here. Thank you. And still, just to this day, have the nerve. They couldn't be bothered to get their ass up and go vote, but they expect the Republicans to somehow burn it all down for them. Fuck you. Making America great again, one pardon pedophile at a time. AT, thank you for being in the house, brother. Thank you for always being there. Foundational member, supporter of the show. I mean, am I being too harsh there? Because I see a lot of people on the left here just pandering to these people. Oh, you're upset. Yes, tell me about Hakeem Jeffries. Tell me about Chuck Schumer. Yes, sucking up for clicks and likes. I fucking hate these people. I do. I really am hate's the wrong word. I just fucking can't stand these people. I can't. I mean, Jesus, showing up with your bullshit all the time. We got a kid that just starved to death. Another kid, baby, just starved to death in Gaza. Died at a lower weight than its birth weight. And these people that said, oh, punish the Democrats, don't vote, this are still running their fucking mouths. Lori Yates, thank you for being here. Thank you for bringing the truth to the forefront. I'm going to just say this. If Kamala Harris was president, this shit wouldn't be happening. And y'all were so fucking stupid. You wanted to punish us Democrats. You showed up at no place but universities, safe zones, and blue cities where you knew there wasn't fascism and no one would stomp you in the damn head for doing it. You showed up holding up traffic on the freeway and shit. Like, where the fuck are you now? Where the fuck are you now? I don't see your goddamn protests out there over Gaza now. And these people are starving to death. Sorry, didn't mean to get off on a tangent, but it just pisses me off. Mr. Will, thank you for being. Hey, Paul, I saw a YouTube video of a known creator to us, and he sounded defeated and wanted to give up. Me, I will never give up. I have a family and will die protecting them. We have to grow stronger every day. That's what I'm talking about, brother. That's what I'm talking about. Leave these losers behind. Leave the losers behind, because these people that are shit talking Democrats right now, they're not going to show up. They're not going to vote. So why the fuck should we listen to them? Because all they're going to do from here to the election is try to drag people down and keep people from voting. And fuck that noise. We'll do it without them. We don't need them. We'll do it without them. Christopher Daly, thank you for being here. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Amen, brother. Better be pissed off than pissed on. Amen. Well said, sir. Well said. Well said. But back to what we were talking about. You know, a lot of people had a lot of questions about Ghislaine Maxwell, and I just want to give you an idea who this is. She was a little princess, man. She's the youngest of 9 kids. I believe she was the youngest. Somebody fact check me on that. I believe she was the youngest. This is her in earlier days with her father, Robert Maxwell. She was a little rich brat. She was. Helen, thank you for the support. I truly appreciate you. She was a little rich brat. Just a spoiled little thing, as you can see here. But Robert Maxwell, why she was a spoiled little thing. Robert Maxwell was born, that's not his birth name. Not his birth name. He was born Jan Ludwig Hyman Benjamin Hoch. He was Czech, born in Czechoslovakia on the Romanian-Czechoslovakia border up in the Carpathian Mountains. As a young man during World War II, he fought for the British. He ended up making his way to England, fought in a Czech unit for the British. After World War II, he went by several names, Leslie du Maurier, and he went by several names. But when he became a British citizen, he took the name Robert Maxwell. That was the name he settled on. And shortly after the war, he married money. I mean, if you want to know how it all started, let's just call it what it is. He married money. His wife, Elizabeth, seen in that picture, was the daughter of a French textile magnate. She had money. And he took that money and built a media empire, buying several companies. Y'all have heard of the Mirror. Macmillan, the publisher Macmillan. I'm sure you remember Macmillan. If you grew up in the United States and had a textbook, you read the name Macmillan before. He bought that publishing. He had about a half a dozen different large publishing outfits, news outfits and whatnot. But the man was a crook. He was a fucking crook. He was. He stole about $500 million out of his own company's pensions. Great people. Out of coffee. Damn. Stole about $500 million from his companies. He was very fond of his yacht that he bought with his stolen wealth. This is known at the time as the Lady Ghislaine, named after his daughter. This was his yacht. He used to, which was, you got to understand, at the time, this was a pretty spanking yacht, man. I mean, I understand we got some really mega, there are more ships than yachts, but this was a pretty big deal at the time. And he used to have a thing that he didn't like to go to the head. So he'd walk out here on this balcony up here off the main suite and walk up to this railing right here, which at the time was just wire. You've seen that before, where you have posts that come up and then they run cable through them. That's what that was. I don't know if he was drunk or what the deal was, but he went over the side. We were off the Canary Islands in Spain and drowned. About the same time that the investigations blew up, and he was going to go to jail. He was a thief. Like I said, he left a lot of people in really bad shape, squandered their pension funds. But yeah, about the same time he went overboard. There's speculation that he was murdered. There's speculation that he committed suicide. Most people just think he was drunk and went over the side because, like I said, he used to go out there at night and piss off the side of his boat. And, he was a big portly guy. And he was getting older at the time. Amy Miller, I am so sick of that orange con getting away with everything. Someone grows some flipping balls. Yeah. The problem is we can't say what we mean out loud. Bluebird, thank you for being here. 10 pounds. Thank you. I appreciate it. 10 euros. I appreciate you. Friends from Europe in the house. What part of Europe you from Bluebird? Victor Batorsky, thank you for being here. You got it, brother. You got it. But yeah, this was his yacht. And this is interesting. Just side note here. This is where it gets interesting. After he died, what do you think happened to the Lady Ghislaine? This whole web of things right here blow your mind. So what do you think happened to the Lady Ghislaine after he died? Of course, it was bought by somebody. Well, guess who it was bought by? Fresh off her divorce from Rupert Murdoch, Anna Murdoch bought it. Rupert Murdoch's ex-wife bought it, renamed it. I believe she renamed it the Dancing Hare. And then became her yacht. And again, pretty damn nice yacht at the time, especially. Even by today's standards, it's a damn nice yacht. But yeah, Anna Murdoch became Anna Mann. She likes guys with money, and she married a financier by the name of Bill Mann. And they moved somewhere. Wild fucking guess where they moved. Wild guess where they moved. Come on, this is going to be fun. Wild fucking guess where they moved. In the boat, they bought the boat that belonged to Ghislaine Maxwell's dad. Ghislaine Maxwell, who was tied to Epstein and was abusing kids with Epstein, and closest guess yet. Yeah. They were Donald Trump's neighbor. They lived down in Palm Beach, right down the road from Donald Trump. All this while the Epstein stuff is going on. Her and Bill Mann, of course, Bill Mann died, and she likes rich guys, so she married Palm Beach real estate developer Ashton DePaster. These people, just how they're all interwoven together all the frickin' time, gives you some idea. You know, Jeffrey Epstein down right in the middle of all this, with Ghislaine Maxwell all down in the middle of all this. Gives you some idea who's on that list, doesn't it? The kind of people that are on that list. Yeah. It's going to be a little rough getting it, but we'll get it. We'll get it. Steve Miles net. Why are Americans not using the Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia, to protect people from ICE? Oh, I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole, brother. I am not. That's how your show goes away permanently. when you speak too much on things like that. I feel you. I feel you. Birds of a feather. Amen. Is it Bill? Is it New West Bill or Newest Bill? I keep calling you Newest. Is it New West Bill? I think it's New West Bill, isn't it? Thank you for always being here, brother. Thank you for always supporting the show. But doesn't that just blow your mind, though? Anna Murdoch buys Robert Maxwell's yacht, refurbishes it, moves right down next to where Epstein is here, Trump is here. Then, you know, after that billionaire husband dies, and she's worth about $2 billion today, by the way. Yeah. She just kept marrying that money. And if you don't know who she is, she is Lachlan. She is Lachlan and James's mother, the heirs to Rupert Murdoch's fortune. That's who she is. But yeah, it just blows my mind how they all end up so, you know, in the same neighborhoods, right next to each other. You know, you got Howard Butlick, who was Epstein's next door neighbor in New York, literally his next door neighbor in New York. All these people still together. All these people still together. Who did J.D. Vance go see? Rupert Murdoch. Went to Rupert Murdoch's Montana ranch up there. When Eileen Cannon, when they wanted to take her up and schmooze her and feed her with 5-star, Michelin star chefs, where did they take her? Up to a resort right outside Rupert Murdoch's big ass Montana ranch. I guess she likes to hunt. I don't know. Isn't it amazing how they're always so close together? All these sick bastards. And I got to tell you, if you just keep looking, it just keeps coming. And Trump is just, he's pudding for brain. I don't like to listen to the man talk. I got another short clip for you. But yeah, this is Trump doing his best. Get this. Love Aaron Rupar, by the way, for super clipping these together.
We'll brief you on the DOJ and FBI review, the findings of that review. The Attorney General briefed you on that.
What? On the
DOJ and FBI
on what?
review.
On what subject?
Epstein. Okay. On Epstein, of the review of the files. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
A very quick briefing. Yeah.
So I had a very quick briefing on Epstein. Yeah, you're just a quick briefing on it. Nobody talks to me. Who would talk to me? I'm just the president. Had a very quick briefing. This is 10 days later.
What's your name appearing in the Epstein files ever?
No, I was never briefed. No.
Did you ask House? What the Attorney General?
10 days later, were you briefed on the Epstein? Nobody talked to me. Why would anybody talk? Nobody told me shit. No, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. No briefings whatsoever. They're all a bunch of snakes in the sack. Well said, Mr. Will. Well said. Well said. This is so gross, pardoning this monster Texas Paul. I'm so mad for the victims. Fairy Dust, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. If she ends up with a pardon, that is more than a damn crime. I mean, it is just, it is, I don't know. Maybe y'all know the right word for how bad that is. But I can't. Really? She's a fucking child rapist. Really? But you know, while this is going on, it is finally drawing some light to what goes on in their world, what makes up MAGA, what these people are. This is Ray Holmberg, North Dakota Congressman, Republican Congressman Ray Holmberg. Ray, for decades, y'all have heard before, there's a thing, there's this thing, this just grosses me out to talk about, just feels fucking gross to even talk about. There's a thing where men, it's a whole travel thing where they travel to other countries to have sex with little boys. Yeah, that's Ray Holmberg. That's Ray Holmberg. One he got busted for was a trip he took to Czechoslovakia. He made the mistake of bragging about it here, and they got his communications. He was bragging about how much he loved this little boy. I'm going to just say it. I'm just going to say it. There is no way that somebody is a decades-long pedophile that engages in sex tourism and his friends didn't know this. The people around him didn't know this. He's communicating with people about this. They have his communications. That's who fucking MAGA is, man. They don't care how gross it gets, and believe me, it's going to get gross here. And I'm sorry, but it is. Kate Marylight. Looks like they should be following all the dirty money that showed up in Epstein's accounts. Yeah, that's going to happen. I'm telling you, you give Democrats majorities in the midterms, you will see investigations into all those transactions. This is out there. This is out there. Thousands of transactions. People sending money to Epstein. For what? For what? Mr. Pilks, pardon or not, she's a liability and will be disappeared. Maybe. The only thing I can guarantee you about what's going to happen is this is gross. It's going to be gross. It's going to be sick. Just like this guy right here. This is one of those Republican caught on TV. What was his name? Chris, what's his name? Used to have the special. Fort Pierce City Commissioner, Republican City Commissioner. Bond set at $360,000 for child exploitation. Kiddie porn. Contacting kids online. Yeah, Chris Hansen. Contacting kids online. Yeah, getting, pretending to be a kid himself, contacting young kids, trying to get them to send pictures of, pornographic pictures of themselves. I mean, this is a sick bastard. I mean, a really sick bastard. Sloan Gregory, thank you for supporting the show. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you being here, Sloan. Another Republican. Another Republican. Then, of course, we got this guy. Y'all know this guy, right? Y'all remember this guy, right? Ryan Walters. Yeah, he made a name for himself. He's the Oklahoma school superintendent. And all I can tell you about Ryan Walters in the positive is, at least so far, it appears his kink is adults. It appears that his kink is adults. Oh, Ryan Walters, the guy that, wanted to buy the Trump Bibles, got to put the Bibles back in school because we're men of God. We're men of God, and the problem is that we don't have enough of us men of God in our children's lives. And we must bring the Bible and the 10 Commandments into the schools because we are righteous, and righteousness will lead us to the promised land. Hold on, let me turn my porn off. Oops, he forgot to do that. He had an executive meeting. Everybody files in, sits down around the table. He fires up his computer, which is still connected to the big screen, and boom, porn starts playing. Sitting in his fucking office, doing what men will do when they watch porn in their office. It's who these people are. It's who these people, I keep telling you, they're fucking lowlifes. They're sorry, sick, sorry fucking people. Mr. Man of God. Skeet Sayre, best story, Oklahoma educated dictator was Pornhub on his phone. Laughed my ass off. Everything they fight is projection. Yeah, it is, man. Everything they claim, they're guilty of. They just are. Jordan, thank you for being here, my friend. Today, a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell. Tomorrow, just Josh Duggar and Jared of Subway. Yeah, no shit, man. No shit. Sherry Purpora, thank you for being here. CIA and Mafia have had every elite's home bugged for years and have dirt on everyone. So Trump is telling Oprah and all, support me or we all go down. Yeah, I believe it. I'm safe, though. About all they can get on me is I pick my nose when you people ain't licking. When you people ain't looking, that's it. That's all they got. They're going to show an old picture of Paul just digging for gold one day if they, that's all they got on me, brother. That's it. But yeah, in case you think I was exaggerating, the man of God. Ron Slater, thank you for the support, sir. I'm very grateful. By the way, while he was watching porn in his office, where do you think out of 50 states Oklahoma ranks? Where do you think, without Googling it, you people are, this is a test. I know you people are informed. I know you're highly informed, and I will bet you somebody gets this. Out of 50 states, where do you think Oklahoma schools rate? George Allen, thank you for being here again, man. You're doing a Tennessee Brando, great Texas Paul. I love both you guys. I love Brando. I knew y'all would know. I knew you several with the right answer. Julie got the right answer. Vanessa, several of y'all were close. But out of 50 states, Oklahoma is dead spanking last in the country, while their supervisors out there spanking the monkey in his office, watching porn, telling everybody, we need them Trump Bibles. We need them Trump Bibles because it's going to make everything great again. God, these people are so disgusting. And I wish that was the worst. I really do. I wish the shit I had shared with you was the worst. But if it's going to be the worst, it's got to come from Texas. It's got to be a Republican down here in Texas. It just has to be. You know, Texas, we got this trigger law, right? I mean, we've got the most draconian abortion law in the country, period. Well, the guy that wrote it, Lori, thank you for being here, Lori. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the show. Always here to support the show. I'm very grateful. Oh, my God. Let me introduce you to Giovanni Capriglione. Giovanni Capriglione. He is the author of our trigger law, Mr. Abortion, defender, Mr. Pro-Life himself. He is the man. He wrote the bill. He did. He wrote the bill. Bob Barron, thank you for being here. Keep up the good fight. You appreciate it. Thank you. Of course, turns out for more than 17 years, he was dating a stripper. Woo! And by dating a stripper, I mean he was married and dating a stripper. Well, that didn't go so well, and everything's kind of falling apart, and she's talking. And apparently, Mr. Right to Life has paid for multiple abortions. I guess his stripper girlfriend is entitled to health care, but fuck the rest of us. Am I right? Am I right? Yeah, I wish that was the worst of it. God damn, I wish that was the worst of it. She's a talking. And you see this headline right here? GOP Texas Rep. Capriglione drops re-election bid after reported affair allegations he funded abortion. He denies it. An exotic dancer alleges the anti-choice Republican paid for her abortions, wait for it, and shared disturbing fantasies about children. This one's going to make you sick, folks, and I'm sorry. The fantasy that he shared with her is that he wanted to toss off in his daughter's cookie dough and have her bake up those cookies and then take them to the school bake sale. I mean, fuck. And these are the self-righteous sons of bitches writing this is the guy that wrote our draconian abortion law here in the state of Texas, claiming to be high and mighty and righteous and another man of God. Pro-life, paying for them abortions, dreaming about. I'm not even going to say it again. When I tell you these people are fucking garbage, I mean it. They are fucking garbage. Don't worry, Janelle. I can't keep going with that. I can't keep going with this. Skeet said, thank you. How is Trump the peace president when Putin has gotten Cambodia to attack Thailand? Yeah. News on that today is they're sitting down for some peace talks. They're still fighting. They're still lobbing shells at each other, but they're still fighting. Man, that's who these people are. And it's the loudest ones. And I tell you, I immediately went back to thinking about Moses Little Johnson and this grown-ass kid that he's adopted that nobody thinks is right. That whole situation. These are some sick people. Sick. Lenore Banks. I sometimes wonder how many abortions Trump has paid for. Thanks, Texas Paul, for everything you do. Tell us. I'm telling you, it's just sick, man. It's just sick. It is sick. And speaking of sick, I'm going to do one more search. I have not been this guy. I will wager money right now by the fact that they're already hinting at mental illness. They know his age, but have not, as of before the show, right before the show, I was still checking, have not released any information about the man so that we can look at him, take a look at his social media, see what the hell he's all about. But yeah, this just happened yesterday. In Traverse City, Michigan, sheriff said a 42-year-old man, they know he's 42, so they know who he is, but they won't tell us, was in custody. He's in custody. He wasn't killed. Again, makes me think 42-year-old white man. I could be wrong, but just prior history tells me, and the fact that they will tell us nothing about him tells me that's a MAGA motherfucker right there. Is in custody after he appeared to be random acts of violence. He took a knife and walked around Walmart stabbing people. Yeah, I don't know shit about the man, but the way this is going down, if you put a gun to my head and said, you got one chance to guess who this guy is, I'm thinking 42-year-old white Republican male that owns fucking MAGA hats. That's what I'd bet my life on. Now let me do a quick search for you. While I got you here, it's a live show. You have to be patient with me. Let me see if anything's come out. Nothing new. Nothing new. Again, they just know he's a 42-year-old man that randomly stabbed people. They know who he is. They do. They could tell us at any time. How the fuck do you know he's 42 years old if you don't know who he is? 5 p.m. somewhere, and they were all afraid of a brilliant female attorney with an infectious laugh. No kidding. No kidding. Think about what the world would be if people hadn't been such dumbasses and we had elected Kamala Harris. Just the differences of what's going on in the world. So this happened that Trump desperately needs a distraction. So this just happened. I'm sure they're going to try to put this all over the news. So far, ain't much been said, but it's still Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. This is kind of a big deal, folks. This was outside Aleppo in Syria. And no, this wasn't a drone strike. They actually sent special forces in. Let me show you where Aleppo is so you get an idea where we're talking about. Man, I'm still messed up from that, talking about them Republicans. That's just gross, man. These people are sick. All righty. Go to the map. You know, we've been covering the events of Syria. We've been covering the fact that Netanyahu's desperately trying to destabilize Syria. Marie Crabtree, thank you for always being here. Thank you for the big support. I'm really grateful. Thank you. Thank you. This is Aleppo, folks. Let me back out so you get an idea of where we're talking about. You have Cyprus. This is Turkey up north. You see Syria here in the middle, Iraq. I've pointed out where our bases here. We have 8 total bases in Syria that were withdrawing under Trump. They flew helicopters into right here north of Aleppo. I'm going to wager those helicopters came out of Turkey. We have an air base about right here in Turkey. I'm going to bet helicopters didn't fly all the way from Cyprus or all the way from Iraq. Because these are not your normal helicopters. If y'all remember from the bin Laden raid, our special forces have very unique helicopters that are incredibly quiet, these not the normal thing. You don't fly into a compound right outside one of the largest cities in the Levant at night in a regular old Chinook banging away, pop, 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 pop. You know, I mean, it's these things don't have the greatest range on them. They had to get them fairly close. But yeah, they went in and they killed the leader of ISIS in the region. I'm sure that's going to be all over the news here in a little bit. But that's a big freaking deal. I mean, it is a big freaking deal to actually send troops into Syria. I was a little bit heartened after Trump met with Ahmed al-Shara, thinking that maybe we would be a stabilizing force in the region. But it appears that, you know, just like everything else, Trump is going to pander to Netanyahu, and Netanyahu is trying to foment civil war in the south of Syria. He's trying to keep it destabilized because a stable Syria doesn't serve his interests. I mean, Netanyahu always has to have a boogeyman. There always has to be chaos and war, or there is no point to the existence of Benjamin Netanyahu. Yeah, they're pretty amazing. They really are pretty amazing aircraft. They are. There's a reason that when they went on the bin Laden raid in Pakistan and one of them crashed, that they took the time to burn it to the ground. They didn't just leave it. They detonated the damn thing. They threw incendiaries into it and they burned it to all that was left was a little tail section. George Allen, thank you, sir. Hang in there, Texas Paul. I trip over my own feet trying to get to my computer to see your show. Thank you for being here, brother. Thank you for being here. But yeah, this is happening, and I want to leave you with something good. I want to leave you with something good. This is going on. Everybody, all of these people are waiting. You know, you asked me about the redistricting here in Texas. Yeah. Everybody is waiting for something to happen here in Texas. And it is taking much longer than we all figured it would. The redistricting down here, you figured they would try to just ram that through as fast as possible. They called a special session that was supposed to be about the flooding and dealing with the flood damage, but they were going to use it to pump the redistricting through. Enter Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom says, do it, and we'll do it. You do it, I will get a constitutional amendment passed by the voters, and I will redistrict California, nullifying anything that you do. Everybody went wild. Everybody went nuts. I was screaming. I was excited. I'm like, I have been fighting for this for years. I've been telling it what I have told you multiple times. California, Illinois, New York, redistrict them. That's out of the gate. And then you go from state to state to state. You keep redistricting because that is the new politics. That is the new war. And I know some people are like, oh, well, we call them the bad guys for doing that. And I don't want to be the bad guys. And no, the dam has broken. And I need you folks to be calling your Democratic governors. I need you to be calling your, this just happened. Debbie Lawrence, the amount of hypocrisy in the GOP is overwhelming. Anyone in the Democratic Party did the least indiscretion would be tarred and feathered on the 6 o'clock news. Hell, we'd do it. We would do it ourselves. Democrats are screaming for those files to be released. Democrats be damned. If there's a Democrat in there, we don't care. We'll burn them to the ground ourselves. It's the Republicans that are having the cult problem. Illinois did not come out. Illinois did not come out. Yesterday, Governor Murphy in New Jersey came out and said, yeah, screw it. We'll redistrict too. We'll redistrict too. That didn't make the news. That didn't make the news because immediately following that, not wanting to be outdone, wanting to keep her name in the paper, guess who sat down with Hakeem Jeffries and has come up with a strategy for redistricting the state of New York, and sitting down with Hakeem Jeffries to get all the Democrats on board in Congress, so there aren't those people that are like, oh, we're better than that. No, getting all the troops in line, marching in the same direction, and they're all waiting for Texas. They're all waiting for Texas because they have been doing this partisan bullshit redistricting forever. They've been doing it forever. They're, but Trump called for it. And Governor Abbott, Hot Wheels here, immediately said, oh, yes, sir, we'll do that. Let me service that tank. We'll immediately do that. Call a special session. So, yeah, I love the fact that Kathy Hochul in New York has said, we're doing this. Texas, do it. I dare you. You do it, and that we have all the cover we need because it is overtly, grossly partisan. Do it. You do it, I do it. You've got California, New Jersey, which I did not see coming. New Jersey, because believe it or not, folks, New Jersey has a right-wing component to it. There's a stiff pocket of right-wing resistance in there in New Jersey. I didn't see New Jersey coming. Governor Murphy in New Jersey's like, we're going to do it. Yeah, Texas moves, we do it. We're going to redistrict. Governor Hochul, not to be outdone, wanted to keep that news cycle going. Boom, comes out today, said, look, I sat down with Hakeem Jeffries yesterday, and we've got a plan, baby. We got a plan. Soon as Texas moves, it's on. Hakeem's in Congress, getting all the ships sailing in the same direction, and we're going to pressure. We're going to go from state. That's when I think you're going to hear from Governor Pritzker. After the guns are blazing, boom, 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 boom. The California got a ways to go. It won't happen overnight there, folks. I don't want you to get excited and disappointed. It's going to be work in California to do it. They're going to have a constitutional amendment in California because California has a neutral commission that draws their maps. They're going to have pass a constitutional amendment, send it to the voters, get the voters on board. The voters will do this. They will do this. They will vote to eliminate that nonpartisan commission because of our new political reality. They just will. The Democrats have the votes to do it. They will do it. And Governor Newsom's on board. It will take time. It will take time. They will have to do it. It will take several months. It'll be into the next election cycle. Governor Hochul is dealing with the same situation there. She's actually being sued about redistricting. And it's, again, they're going to have to do some legal work in New York. But both governors are like, come on, let's do this. Let's fucking do this. Yeah. I mean, and I love it. I love that we are having an effect on the Democratic Party. We've been fighting for this forever. We've been fighting, get down in the goddamn ditch and fight where they're fighting. Fight harder than they fight. And what can be better than California and New York? Kudos to New Jersey. Kudos to Governor Murphy. But what could be better than leading the way with California and New York? Deb K, thank you for being here. If it weren't for the damn Electoral College, Hillary would have been president and we'd be in a very different place. I know. Amy Miller, Texas Paul, I've been with you for a long time. I just rarely catch you live. You were my go-to when I turned someone on to the Midas. Well, I appreciate you. Amy, I'm glad you're here. Glad to see you made it to the live, and thank you for supporting the show. I'm very grateful. Tawana Stout, thank you for the support. Thank you. Who pays for redistricting? The state. We do. We pay for it. What the way it normally works is the state will hire a law firm that specializes in redistricting, and they will draw up as the most severe map that they think they can legally get away with. There are actually law firms that actually specialize in this. And it's not cheap. It's expensive. And I'm not going to bullshit you. I figure it's better to tell you up front, yeah, this is going to be expensive. This is going to cost a lot of money. And then have you be shocked later at, oh, shit, this cost a lot of money. You know what I mean? But it's what we have to do now. It's the new, you've seen the Republicans do it, man. They're just redrawing these maps every damn election. Leslie Friedley, Dems need to play by the same gerrymandering rules. Go low. Amen. Amen, my man. Appreciate you. Kit, good to see you. Here's my tithe. You're better than church. Well, thank you. I appreciate you, brother. That's hell of a compliment. Hell of a compliment. Asborn, Mr. Newton in the house. Democrats need to smarten up and do all the dirty tricks to grab power. Stop getting baited on culture stuff. Get in power and cram through everything popular that the American people want. Amen. Amen, brother. Amen. All right. We are, if you haven't been able to tell, that's what I brought for you today. We are in the roundtable section of the show. We're probably not going to go quite as long as we normally do. I've got a scheduling conflict, but we do have a few minutes left for a roundtable, and I would love to hear anything that we didn't talk about or your thoughts on something we did talk about. Throw it out there. George Allen, Jasmine Crockett, a force to be dealt with. What do you think, Texas? I think that she is the primary target for redistricting right now. She is. Her district up by Dallas is up by Dallas, and there is enough conservative shit around her district that they could slice that district up and they can just gerrymander her out of existence. Yeah. We got a lot of work to do. Oh, Kendall Scudder's been doing a great job with the Texas Party. But you know what? Again, I'm not going to bullshit you. We're having fundraising problems. We are. Here in Texas, across the country, we're having the Republicans. You know, normally the way it works is we Democrats do better on the campaign stuff and the DNC stuff. It's just straight up stuff that we support them, you and I directly. We beat the shit out of Republicans in that respect, and they kick the living shit out of us in a Titanic scale with dark money is the way it normally works. We're lagging, folks. We are behind. We are. And a lot of that has to do with these dumbasses that are attacking the Democratic Party. And it just makes me want to punch my screen when I read some of the shit that they say. Within the party, Pennsylvania going to be in play as well. I'm still working on Governor Shapiro for what it's worth. Good. I want to see it. No more high road Democrats. But I have had enough. There's a guy that I know. I'm not going to call him out by name, but he's gone viral on Blue Sky. And Blue Sky is the fucking worst for these people. I love Blue Sky, and I love the energy on Blue Sky, and I love how fired up and excited people are in Blue Sky. But on compared to any other platform, the anti-democratic party shit is the biggest on Blue Sky. It is. And it's because guys like this fucker that sits there and puts a bullshit poll up saying, oh, we Democrats are in trouble. We Democrats better listen to all those Blue Sky fuckers on how to do everything. Or else. Or else what, fucker? Or else what? You're going to not vote again? I tell you what I'm doing is I'm blocking people. When you add up all the people that is in our community across all the platforms, we are a substantial force. And I don't need these fuckers. I don't. I'm not putting up with them because they're doing nothing. They're not going to show up. They're not motivating any voters. They're not changing the party because most of the shit they say isn't founded in reality. And the party has to live in fucking reality. So they're not doing anything except suppressing votes and baiting for clicks. I'm not going to entertain it anymore. You will not be on. I will not platform you. I will not platform you. Fuck these people. Mr. Will, here in New Jersey, Trumpers are being kicked in the teeth. New Jersey does not want Trump lackeys here. It has been happening for a while now. Mike Sherrill will be our next governor. Fuck Republicans. Glad to hear it, my friend. That has been the trend. That has been the trend since the last election. Everything has been moving left. Yet you've got the corporate media that are more than willing to put a bullshit poll up without telling you what the polling questions were or anything like that. They really are trying to foment this split. You know, and like AIPAC, that's the big thing on Blue Sky. Hakeem Jeffries is the largest recipient from AIPAC. So I don't care. If I can use Israel's own money to fuck Netanyahu, fucking A, man. Axel Sunling, thank you for being here. And if you think I'm bullshitting about that, using Israel's own money to fuck Netanyahu, fuck yeah. I tell every Democrat out there, you take every goddamn nickel you can get out of AIPAC, because you know damn well if Kamala Harris was president right now, this shit would not be happening in Gaza. We would have slapped a fucking muzzle on Netanyahu. He would be in serious fucking trouble right now. But no, these same dipshits that are talking shit about the Democratic Party now today, Hakeem Jeffries took money from AIPAC. These same sons of bitches that are doing that sandbagged us in the last election are trying to do it in the next fucking election. Like they can't look around and see what the hell's going on. I'm going to go with Paleo Chat. Low Road Dim, grateful for Texas Time to take off the mittens. Amen, brother. Amen. I have been trying two things. I'm trying to drag the Democratic Party has moved too far to the right. They just have. When our premier achievement for the last decade was passing Mitt Romney's health insurance program from Romneycare, yeah, we are way too far to the right. We are. We are. We need to pull this party to the left. We do. And yeah, folks, they call it Obamacare. I'm sorry. It is Romneycare. It is exactly the same damn policy that Mitt Romney put in place when he was governor of Massachusetts. Amen. Amen. But I don't bullshit. That's where I'm coming from. And there are just, somebody just put a comment on, I just got on the private chat that was shared with me where they were talking about, there are people all over this platform, YouTube, the primary platform we're streaming to right now. There are people that are fake ass leftists. They are not leftists. You can go back and watch video after video after video. Look, I'm for Medicare for all. That's what I think is the best program. Medicare for all. We got a system in place. It's much easier. Inject it, give it some steroids, blow it up nationwide, change the age. We've got the functioning system in place already. That's the easiest expansion. Rather than trying to just go to a universal program and reinventing all our hospital systems and whatnot, I think Medicare for all is the way to go. I do. Trying to pull left, 100%. That's what I'm trying to do here. Universal education is another one I support. Asborn Knudsen, good to be here. Fund universal health care with a wealth tax on billionaires, 2% tax on their assets each year. You know what? We used to have a tax rate. Everybody freaks out. It's like the 90% tax break, which is really pared down to the 70% tax rate. People freak out about that. No, their effective tax rate, what they were actually paying, was about 24%, about 10% more than they pay now. And we funded everything that made America great. Our highway systems, all of it was built on the back of that tax. And that's what I want to go back to. Romney Care came from the Heritage Foundation too, right? Yes, it did. Yes, it did. It was the Republican idea for what to do about healthcare. Even Republicans used to understand we have way too many uninsured and underinsured people. So the Affordable Care Act was their private answer. And that's our greatest achievement as Democrats. Tell me we are not too far to the right. I recall an old C-SPAN talk about it in the late 90s and early, yeah, absolutely. Straight out of the Heritage Foundation. Gordon Marble, I'm with you all the way. I'm glad, brother. I'm glad. There are some things I don't want people to touch. I stay the fuck away from guns. Just do it. I know there are tragedy after tragedy after tragedy, but stay the fuck away from guns. Just do it. Just do it. We have to be realistic in talking about coalition building. But when you say anything, the Republicans take that message and they blow it up to a bunch of shit that's not true and scare the fuck out of Cletus, whose greatest asset is his fucking beat up ass old Chevy pickup truck and his guns. And they go tell Cletus, we're going to take them all away from you. Stop talking about it. Live with those disasters and that problem so that we can get healthcare for people, so that we can get an economy that is for the people, so that we can get education for the people. We can't have everything. We can't have everything. Stop getting into the stupid fights so that we can get the big things done. That's where I'm at, folks. I mean, you don't have to be. This ain't a fucking cult. I mean, you people are more than glad to tell me when you don't agree. I'm just being honest and open with you about where I'm at. Gaza, the Palestinian people. I have wanted the Palestinian people to have their own homeland for 4 decades. You cannot do it while Netanyahu still holds the reins of power. You can't. Will not happen. Will not happen. Israel will end before there is a Palestinian state if Netanyahu stays in power. There's no peaceful path to it. There isn't. But it cannot be a 2-state solution. There just can't. It's got to be a 5-state solution. It does. It's got to be Egypt. It's got to be Saudi Arabia. It's got to be Jordan. It's got to be Syria. And it's got to be Israel working this shit out amongst themselves, drawing up the map. But I'm going to tell you something. That isn't in my top 10 right now. The United States is standing on a precipice It is. And if you're making Gaza while you're voting right now, you're doing it fucking wrong. As much as it's a tragedy and as much as there's plenty to be angry about, you're doing it fucking wrong. Because if the Republicans, God help us, actually survive the midterms, that's it. The entire world's future is fucked. This blackmailing shit that Trump is doing is the new order of business. Deborah Pummel, thank you. Pummel or Pamil? Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. I'd love to see the new supporters. Means we're going to make it. Now, I've done several shows about the right wing. Stick around, right said Rob. Stick around. I've done several shows about Itamar Ben-Gvir, about the entire course on the right wing in Israel. JD Christie, thank you for being here. Remind folks that Trump actually said he wants to take the guns. At one point, he did. Look, folks, tell me about it. Tell me what you think. I mean, I think the gun issue is nothing but a death trap for us politically. I know it's a real problem. I know it is a real problem. I do. We are so irresponsible about our gun ownership. Shit, I think people should have to insure their guns. We insure cars. They should have to insure their guns. But that's not something I'm going to push for because we can't keep our coalition together. You lose half of Democrats if you start talking about that. Gail Brownell, I think universal health care can be the issue we rally around. Medicare for all. Just reading some comments, folks. Stick with me. Some great comments, folks. This right here, I think actually, I agree with you, Martha, except for I think this should be issue number one. This should be the social issue we keep hammering away on for the next year, going into the year and a half, going into the midterm. 100%, because they are going to protect the pedophiles. We need to be saying for the next year and a half, who got prosecuted? Who got prosecuted? Who from the Epstein files got prosecuted? And God, if they give Ghislaine Maxwell a pardon, oh yeah, we need to repeat that till just every day. Just the first thing you say when you wake up, roll over to your wife, love you, honey. Ghislaine Maxwell got a pardon because they protect pedophiles. And I agree. We need to lean harder into the things we believe in. People believe in that shit. Everybody's afraid they're going to say, oh, all you want is free shit. Nobody said it was free. It's an investment. A healthy population with health care is good for the country. It's an investment. An educated population is good for the country. It's an investment. It's not free. It's not free. Just because we're not charging people for it, don't make it free. It's just prioritizing what we pay, what we spend our tax money on. Amen, brother. None of this shit is free. Amen. Jay, thank you. Yep, we got about 6 minutes left, folks. Don't this piss you off right here? Doesn't this piss you off? We send billions to Israel. And you know me, I support the left in Israel. They are our one ally in the region. I'm not saying fuck over Israel. I'm not. I'm saying fuck over Netanyahu and be hard-handed about getting the left in charge in fucking Israel so we can have some peace in the region for a change. But yeah, doesn't this just fucking piss you off that the billions we send to Israel to support Israel, they've got abortion. They've got free health care. Yeah, they do. Google it. Call me a liar. They do. Call Rossi. Let's promote gun ownership for defending against domestic terrorists. Amen. Amen. I can't give up my guns. I get death threats, people. I can't give up my guns. Mobius said, government used to be set it and forget it for me. Not anymore. Get involved. Find an official you love. They out even in red states and volunteer for them. Amen, brother. Amen. Amen. It's no longer a spectator sport. Well said, Mobius. Casey Hackinson, thank you for being here, sir. Thank you for supporting the show. I'm very grateful, sir. Cannot do it without you. Lights don't stay on for free. Yeah, this is what blows my mind. Everybody's like, Hakeem Jeffries takes money from AIPAC. Do you know who they spend most of their money on? It's fucking Republicans. And I'm all for it. If we can take their goddamn money and use it against Netanyahu, fucking A. Hell yeah, I'm all for it, brother. My man, so Dems need to campaign on immediate pension for all veterans beginning after 1 year of active military service. Freedom is not free. Make Guardians of Pedos campaign against that. That would be prohibitively expensive after 1 year of service. It would. You'd have a hard time selling that to the most liberal person in our government. But I like what you're thinking, and I like where you're going. I do. I would like to see a reorganization of our military in that we take better care of our soldiers, not just in retirement, not just retirement benefits, not just veteran care, but while they're active duty. The fact that active duty soldiers have to take welfare to keep their families functioning is a goddamn crime. It is a shame. It is a national shame. Rod, thank you for being here. Texas Paul, do we go out about 1 second, sir. Texas Paul, do we go about chartering a local chapter of Ride or Die Dibs? I do. I guess, that's always been a voluntary thing with the hearts. Let me see the hearts and skulls, folks. That's always been a voluntary thing. I guess I should probably formalize a little bit, maybe actually start up some actual Ride or Die Democrat chapters. Quit being lazy, right? There's my Ride or Die Dim. A lot of people like the idea, brother. A lot of people. Thank you for supporting the show. Yeah, man. Yeah, you get soldiers that go in. If you're even all the way up to the rank of sergeant trying to raise a family, they don't make shit. An E5 doesn't make shit. Even with the benefits, they do not make a lot of money. You know, in Afghanistan, it was a big point of contention to see these soldiers get out, take a job as a private, you know, in a private industry, come right back to Afghanistan making six freaking figures. That was a big slap in the face to a lot of soldiers. Modernize our immigration system. Yes, modernize. Enough with this bullshit. Throw everybody in jail. Modernize our immigration system. We are an aging country. We are. We cannot screw our way out of this. You know, do you really want to take your daughters and saying, your life is, you're going to squeeze out 10 kids? Because there's no mathematical way to have anything resembling normal families, you know, 2 to 3 kids, where we breed our way out of this situation. We are an aging population. Europe, talk to our European friends. They're fighting the same problem. You know, we were driving through the small town here just yesterday, having this conversation about how short-sighted the people in this town were. They never thought they were going to get old and die, and what would come after them. That town is struggling because everybody was selfish and got old and never thought about what was next. We were driving through one of the old established neighborhoods, and it's just falling downhill because people die. We're going to die, folks. We're not long for this world. We've got to think about what's next, not just our kids, but our grandkids. And we're not going to breed our way out of this. We need immigration. Even with AI, we're going to need, you know, AI is not going to put a fucking roof on a house. It's not going to happen. Alto Eager, thank you for being here, man. Thank you. By the way, if I am mispronouncing your name, email me. Go to realtexaspaul.com. Oh, and I want to say this one more time. We had a really good thing happen. There was a really big shyster son of a bitch on Facebook that was using my image, using my, you know, and finally, after just, I don't know how long we've been fighting that. Meta finally took that fucking account down. Finally. If it is not on Real Texas Paul, you go to Real Texas Paul. I mean, you don't even have to go down and read all the shit and all the others. You don't have to do that. Right at the banner at the top, there's a line. You've got all the insignias for all the different platforms that we're on. You click on it. It will take you to our legitimate platform. There were people that come to this show that thought that guy was the legitimate Texas Paul account on Facebook. That dude had like 30,000 followers. Folks, if it's not on realtexaspaul.com, it's not me. Wendy Bauman, MAGAs don't mind paying for Trump to go golfing. No shit. I mean, it's flattery to have people impersonate you, but it's gotten to the point now where these people are just con people and grifters, and they are saying shit that I would never say or do, and that's a problem. And I go after them hard. I really do. I mean, it can take months to get these accounts taken down, but it's much easier if you just verify if it's literally me, especially if they say something and you're like, that don't sound like him. Well, folks, that's what I have for you today. Thank you for being here. I love spending time with you folks. I really do. Thank you for supporting the show. Get this information out. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button. And for you people watching in the replay, hit the panel button so you can see what these folks are saying. Let's do this. Let's do this. Love you, folks. Enjoy some Texas cities at night.